Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Rooster Stone Show.
Stone Show.
No more needs to be said, dude.
That's it.
There it is. It's
We're
on
done.
the table. That's it. Yeah.
See you
Thanks.
guys.
Have a great day. Hey, man. Welcome back. I got Rob back on the show. Dude, great to have you back again, dude.
Great to be here.
Yeah. It's a great day because I'm so excited about this one, man. A 1967 mixtape. Our favorite tunes from the year, and we're going to tell you about them today. So, dude, let's roll right into it, man. What do you got number one?
Oh, there's so many to pick from.
There really were.
Number one, I'm going to go with You Just May Be the One by the Monkees from their Headquarters album. I am a huge Monkees fan. I'm not embarrassed to say it. It's not a guilty pleasure. I love every bit of it. I grew up watching the show, and I've seen them live maybe 6 or 7 times.
Wow.
Possibly more than any band ever.
That's awesome.
Maybe them and Kiss are probably the two I've seen the
Yeah.
most. But I've always been drawn to songs that Mike Nesmith did. He wrote a lot of his own stuff, so maybe there's that the connection he has to the music he's singing. Mm-hmm. But I always loved listen to the band, Kind of Girl I Could Love, just to name some of the songs that were my favorites of his. But the intro bass lick to this song, very simplistic, and it kind of repeats throughout the song. I've always loved that. And there's a very simple harmony that Mickey adds on the second and third verse. And to me, it elevates those verses just enough where it takes it to another level. And I love this song.
Dude, it's the Monkees, right? You know what? For anyone who disparages this group as a contrived marketing stunt, just sit down and shut up, right? Okay, we love this, and we don't care what you think. Sometimes 100 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. And I feel like the Monkees are a perfect example of this, right? I don't care what you think. I love the Monkees.
Yeah.
Dude, fight the power.
Exactly.
Right? There it is. Excellent choice. And what a great song to lead it off with, you know? Because let's be honest, in 1967, the Monkees were at the top of the world, man.
3 albums in 67 to
Yeah.
pick from.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so excellent choice. So for my first song, I'm going to choose a song that I feel like embodies this whole era. I'm going to choose Incense and Peppermints from Strawberry Alarm Clock. The album is called Incense and Peppermints. A lot of times they did that, you know, whatever was the most popular song, that's the name of the album. But, you know, even though these guys were from Glendale, California, this song had it all from a late 60s English perspective. The organ, the harmonies, the introspection, the soul-awakening lyrics filled with drug references, the fuzzy guitars. I still love this song. The band I was in my early 20s, Jack Shift, used to cover this song. When everyone else I knew was playing modern rock covers, we were playing psychedelic covers and originals. Some things never change, I guess, right? I'm still doing that, all right? And but to me, this song represents the whole movement, really, particularly the British side, which is ironic. But you can almost see these guys walking down Carnaby Street, looking like peacocks in their ruffled jackets and ascots. To me, they just feel more at home there than on Haight-Ashbury. Either way, I was born a generation too late, man.
I think we all were.
I mean, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, 2 words, psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
The imagery this song creates from the moment it starts, before the lyrics even hit, you know that you're in for some kind of trip. That being said, this song always reminded me of like a Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning cartoon kind of band. I could see it on like a Sigmund and the Sea Monster kind of thing. But it's a great song, and like you said, I think it's a great pick from you to encapsulate the time that we're looking at with this year.
Yeah, and I love how you said, you know, trip, and I'm like, Bing. Yeah. So there it is, man. So what do you have for number 2? What do you have for
number
your second
2
one?
is "Darlin'" by the Beach Boys.
I knew you were going to have a Beach Boys.
Yeah,
song
I
there.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a theme for
That's a good theme.
if they're in the year, they're on my list. So another brilliant Carl Wilson vocal performance. He gets a lot of notoriety for singing "God Only Knows," which is amazing. But this is more of a rocker. And to me, Carl is the hidden gem of the Beach Boys. You have Brian, who wrote the material, Mike, who sang lead on a lot of the early surfing songs. But Carl would just come in like this silent killer, do his thing, and he was out again. And but when he did his thing, it was amazing. Apparently, Brian did write this song for Three Dog Night to perform. And
wow.
They passed on it. And their loss is our gain because he nailed it. Apparently, the word "darlin'," he picked that word because Danny from Three Dog Night said "darlin'" so many times.
Yeah,
he just thought it was a song for them, and they passed on it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Dude, I love Three Dog Night, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another great band.
Yep.
Talk about power and lots of singers. Such a great band. But, to be honest, I totally forgot about this song. And I haven't heard it since I was a kid. I forgot how good their arrangements were. Brian Wilson was just a generational talent, man. I mean, he really was. From a music perspective, just amazing. But I love, that you're bringing up Carl, because he has always been my favorite singer in the group.
Yes.
I just have a tendency to prefer his songs. And it's not that I don't like the other guys when they sing, but I just like his tunes. Yeah. So good call on that. Good call on that. My second song, this is a big one for me. And I've been waiting to put this on a list for quite some time. And, I took my chance when I had it. I chose the song "Whiter Shade of Pale" by Procol Harum. It's a single, and the first thing that must be said about "Whiter Shade of Pale" is that this is my favorite song of all time. And it has been since I was a kid. A lot of people I know will say, "Oh, well, my favorite song changes." Mine doesn't. It's always been this song. It will always be this song. There's just something about the organ and the way that Gary Brooker's piping tenor croons away the beautiful reflective lyrics. Or maybe it's the perfectly mic'd snare clap. But there's just something about this song. It makes me feel warm but melancholy. I feel like I'm in a cathedral of rock music when I'm listening to this. I have my own private reasons for my obsession with this tune that I won't get into here, but put on your headphones sometimes and just listen to the beautiful melody, the chord progression climbing down, down, down. Maybe you'll hear it the way I do. Maybe you'll find the comfort I find in it. I hope that you do. And I will say this, don't listen to the remaster. This version must be listened to the mono. The remaster has lost something vital in its sound, and just trust me on that. So I'll include in the Spotify playlist the original version, so that you can hear that. So I highly recommend to listen to that one. But there it is, my favorite song of all time.
Well, beware of the remastered or the recorded or re-recorded version. It does lose the magic, and I'm happy you brought that up. There is something about the recording of this song that adds to the greatness. But I do love this song. It's perfect in almost every way. I know a lot of people think of Big Chill when they hear this song, which I've never seen.
I've never seen that either. I had no idea it had any reference until you brought it up.
Oh, yeah, it's on the album. But the movie The Commitments from, I think, 1989, there's a scene where the keyboard player's playing this on a organ in a church, and they're singing along, listening, and there's just something so magical about it. And, they bring up the Bach influence. influence. They took it from. But it's musically, it's a great song, and we could nerd out on everything about it forever. But I'm just gonna say, I love this pick, and I will always listen to this song.
And that's probably part of it for me too. You know, I have a huge. I'm a Lutheran, and so Bach to us is sort of like this far underneath Jesus Christ. Because Bach was a Lutheran and he played organ in his church on Sunday. And his church is not big. I've been there. I've played on the organ he played every Sunday. It was one of the chief moments of my life. And I feel like saying that brings a lot of clarity to it because it does have a lot of Bach feel to it. I mean, it's not just the pipe organ too. It's just the way that it's being played. And so I love this song. I hope you like it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is. Let's move on or I'll fanboy about this song for the next 3 hours. All right. So what do you got for number 3?
All right. So next up is Let's Spend the Night Together by the Rolling Stones from the Between the Buttons album. I actually remember having this vinyl from my mom's record collection. The Stones have always had a special place in my heart because they were my mom's favorite band. But there were a lot of Stones songs I could have picked from this year. But there was something about this song I love. I remember really digging it after the live version from 1981. The guitar takes over the keyboard riff. And for some unknown reason, they took it from about 140 BPM to 160. And this thing just is lightning. And until this morning on the train to come here, I've never been able to put my finger on the reason why I love the verses so much. And it's the change in the snare drum pattern. Mm-hmm. Most of the song, he's doing this double time snare. And then when Mick comes in with the verses, he lays down to just a straight groove. And I think that, to me, is what makes this song so magical.
Dude, Charlie Watts is one of the most underappreciated drummers in rock history. Mm-hmm. He really is. And, this song really moves, man. That honky-tonk piano. I almost chose Ruby Tuesday from this album because I just felt like it was another one of those songs that really represented that moment in time. This is my favorite era of the Stones. When they lost Brian, they lost something vital for me. Brian pushed them towards innovation. And they became something great again after he was gone, but it was different. And, and maybe it was just the change in the era itself and had nothing to do. Maybe if Brian would have been part of the band, they'd have kept going that direction anyway. But I just feel like this era is my favorite era of the Stones. Mm-hmm. I love almost every song that I hear from this era from these guys. And in fact, I will include a Stones song from this year as well. But great song, great choice too.
In fairness, that's kind of what made me think about the Stones.
Yeah. That's okay because that's the whole point of the process, right?
Absolutely.
So excellent song and excellent choice. This is such a good mover. Mm-hmm. So for my third song, I chose a song that everybody knows, man. Happy Together by the Turtles. From the bouncy intro with that picked electric and the constant snare on the downbeat, this song has a hidden power waiting to be unleashed in the chorus. There is such a beautiful contrast between these two sections. I feel like 67 was the moment when these musicians threw off the yoke of rock and roll and became a totally new genre of music, rock music. And Dave and I talk about this all the time. I feel like rock and roll and rock music are two different genres. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to make that, distinction again today. The dynamics here, the harmonies, the way the ending is droning on in a minor key and then suddenly ends on this beautiful major chord. Mm. This song is flawless. As a neat side note, Howard and Mark, the dual frontmen of this band, ended up joining up with the Mothers of Invention in the early 70s. Dude, if you're good enough to be in Zappa's band, you've made it. There it is, man. I mean, if Zappa's calling you up, bro, you did something right in life.
Absolutely. And you do bring up a great point. I've always loved the Turtles. Another band I got to see several times in the 80s on the Happy Together tours with the Grassroots and the Association and all these really cool bands. But my daughter and I were actually just listening to the Flo and Eddie version of Eddie, Are You Kidding by Zappa. Mm-hmm. They do a live version of it, and it's really amazing if you haven't heard it. But as much as I do love this song, and it is, like you said, it is the perfect song. Everyone knows it. Everyone can sing along to the ending of it. But there is another song on this album called "She'd Rather Be With Me."
That's a great song.
I love that song. There's a couple hidden Turtle gems that probably aren't as popular as them, but I love that you picked this song. I think another song that just captures the time. I think you did. I think you knocked it out of the park.
And, it captures that feeling of falling in love.
Yes.
Of realizing that, hey, I'm in love already, and I didn't even know it.
Yep.
And I think that just that sort of drone in the verse that leads into this realization. Yep. I don't know. I just love this song. So
awesome.
There's my number 3. And we're already at your last song, man. It always gets to me a little bit.
Yeah,
I do. I feel like it does.
Tough.
Yeah.
I love this song. It's Sweet Soul Music by Arthur Conley. Sometimes it just takes a vocal performance to get me into a tune, and this is one of those songs. The first time I remember hearing this song was in 1988 movie, or 89, The In Crowd, which was set in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And when I started looking at songs for this episode, I was shocked to realize that this came out in 1967. It has such a rock and roll vibe as opposed to a rock music vibe. It has that old 50s, 60s rock and roll vibe.
Sure.
And I love when he calls out the performers and does like a little tip of the hat to them, their vocal styles. I also didn't know that Sam Cooke wrote this.
That makes so much sense.
Arthur Connolly and Otis Redding get writing credits, I think maybe because of what they took from it, but it's a Sam Cooke song, and
wow,
yeah, I like it even more now.
I mean, just saying those 3 names together in one sentence,
yes,
like, oh my God, that's
an
like
embarrassment of riches.
60s like gods right there. That's so crazy. That's awesome. Dude, you're so right. Those horns, man, but it's that voice. It's that voice, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, it does. You just get in, it gets in your brain, and you're just like, I want to hear that again. I want to hear that again.
And I want to know how to do that.
Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and try to copy this man's voice for the rest of my life. Oh, my God. This is such a great song. I love it. And what a great way for you to sort of like tie the knot on your tunes. Mm-hmm. This is a good one, man. I love it. So for my 4th song, and I guess you knew it was coming if you've made it this far, because I already told you. I chose She's a Rainbow from the Rolling Stones and their, well, it depends who you talk to, seminal album, Their Satanic Majesty's Request. In 1967, the Stones were still being pressured to be the counterfoil to the Beatles. Everything the lads did, the Stones had to have an answer for. Most people write this album off as a derivative copy of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is, conspicuously off our list here. And I think we talked about that. We did that intentionally. I feel like everybody knows those songs. Everybody knows, let's talk about some songs that maybe you don't know. But if you give this album a listen, you're going to realize that it's wholly unique. I absolutely love this album. I bought it in like 1997, like 30 years later, on a whim. And I got lost in it for a while. Like, I was into this album. So much so that I think in like the first week, I added like 3 of the songs from this album to my acoustic set, right? Like, I was playing them up, man. Wow. And it was really tough for me to choose a song from this album. And it almost was 2000 Man, which to me is strangely prophetic. I mean, that song is prophetic. If you listen to the lyrics, and he's writing these lyrics in like 66 or 67, and he called what our life would be. But I just couldn't keep this one off the list. I couldn't not choose this song. It's one of the finest melodies this band has ever produced. And that is saying something, like seriously saying something. The piano lick, man, that's what it is. And those harmonies mix inimitable voice. This is as good as any song on Sgt. Pepper. Fight me, man. Fight me.
I refuse to fight you, Mo.
Dude.
It will not happen.
Love it.
It's a great pick. It probably would have been on my list had you not picked it. And like I said before, seeing this on your list made me think, oh, wait a minute. What else did the Stones do?
Yeah.
But I love this song. I do love the piano lick. I love how the piano lick starts slow and then it's like a roller coaster. It's like coming up to the hill and then it just takes off. I didn't know this song until about 2008. I was directing my first Rolling Stones show for School of Rock, and this was one of the songs to pick from, and I fell in love with it instantly, and I'll never do a Stones show again without it.
God,
it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to play this song, and I just, I so rarely get to play with a piano player, but I love this song so much. And I do. I can still picture like the 20-something-year-old me. And I mean, I'm like early 20s. I can, with the top down or the sunroof open, the windows down. It's summer. It's like 2:00 in the morning. And I'm just singing this song at the top of my lungs on the way home from work.
Yep.
It's like, going nuts, dude. I mean, I love this song so much, and you can't not sing it. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's on, you're singing it. I don't even care where I am. I don't care if I have headphones on. Sorry, people. I'm in the airport. She Comes in Colors comes on. You're going to get a rendition right there.
What do you ask
I don't care if you ask for it. I don't care if you don't like it. So there it is, man. There's my song.
I love your song.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
So we topped it off. There are 8 songs for you, man. A great mixtape to sort of encapsulate the year 1967. And like you said at the beginning, it was really very hard to choose because there are so many great songs and great bands that were happening. This was such a pinnacle of a movement. Mm-hmm. By 68, the music was starting to get dark.
Yes.
But I feel like in 67, it still had that bright positivity of the early and mid 60s. It hadn't turned the corner yet.
It's funny you mentioned that real quick because For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield came out in 67, and I do see that as that kind of turning point that you're talking about. So that's it's a great point.
And that song has applicability in all eras. Okay. That was one of the very first songs I learned when I started doing acoustic shows. Was For What It's Worth, just because it always applies.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter who's in charge. That song is applying. And so that's such a great tune. And there it is. We gave you a freebie right there at the end, right? Okay. I love it. All right. So, hey, thanks so much for listening. If you made it this far, don't forget to check out roosterstone.com to listen to our music. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Rooster Stone across all social media platforms. Thanks a lot, Rob, for being on the show, man. It was great to have you. And we'll see you guys real soon. And don't forget about peace and one love. Come on over to roosterstone.com, where you can book the band for any event you can imagine. Acoustic, full band, whatever your event may require. You can also email us to take online music lessons at an affordable monthly price. Don't forget to download our original music and like, follow, and subscribe to Rooster Stone across all social media platforms. Keep rocking out at roosterstone.com.